It's been a while. I've had some issues with transportation. I was in a rental car and couldn't do the mounting my video the way I wanted, the camera the way I wanted, and so I was able to total my car last Friday. Got my money for my new vehicle this week, and I've replaced my vehicle, and so I'm gonna do a little show off of what I got and how I plan on working it. So this is the new Indie News on the Street vehicle, and hey, there we go. Karen, how's it going? Karen's back too, huh? All right. And all right, so yeah, I've been for the last month. I've been kind of on my heels. Back on June 12th, my car got caught up in a flood, and it ultimately totaled the vehicle, and so I was in a rental car for a while, and the insurance company and the shop kind of drug their feet and so on, and finally last Friday I was on an investigative trip. I was told that it has been totaled, and then they told me that I had until today to be out of my rental, but I wasn't going to get my check until sometime next week because of all the roadblocks they're putting in the way. My insurance agent took care of things and got me my money on Tuesday. Banks were closed on Monday. Yesterday I bought this Expedition. Interestingly enough, it used to be a police car and kind of set up as a police car. If you look inside, it's very, very bare bones on the inside. Doesn't have a center console, and the back seats and back. It's very back. It's just no third row seats, and I'm going to be constructing a platform back here that I can put my cooler in here, and it won't be jostled around. So I'll have basically a platform going from here all the way up to right behind the seats, and have it leveled out, or at least close out. And then I'll put a perimeter in here to load my cruising cooler in there. And see, I was able to get most of the wiring done it's not completely done yet on the dash cam, and I got my mount done up at the front. Tubes or something like that. But anyway, it's like running boards only they're tubular, and I'm getting those put on. Probably a couple weeks it takes them to get in here, because where I bought them, they don't get here as fast as everywhere else, but it was cheaper. I'm all about cheap. So the one thing I don't have yet is this radio system does not have an auxiliary port, so listening to the scanner is going to be difficult. It's going to be a challenge, but I've got a solution for that, and that will be here tomorrow. And so unless there's some sort of delay from Amazon, so by tomorrow evening I will be back doing a live on the street. This is it's got the police package. So what's interesting about this is that it's got a remote start, but you can't drive it anywhere if you simply press on the brake without the key in the ignition. It stops. So that's kind of cool. It was a canine unit. We found an old muzzle stuck underneath the middle section of the middle seat, and so that's kind of funny. That I'll be following the police. Yeah, well, I put my logo on it. That's a good question, and I think what I'm probably going to do is get some magnets with my logo on it, because there's some places that if I'm out of town, I may, in some situations, may not want them to know that it's a YouTube channel. But I am planning on putting my logo on it. I may actually be changing the logo a little bit. I've got some ideas that I think would be kind of funny to do, and we'll see. I've got to check in and make sure that I'm not violating any laws with my idea. I'll go ahead and tell you guys what my thinking is. What do you guys think of this? The logo would be cool with an eagle in it, and then INS in there for Indie News in the Street. Yeah, but then I want to make sure that they know that I'm not police. So underneath, that I would say I would have written watching, and then underneath that. So what do you guys think? Watching law enforcement with my circle with INS for Indie News on the Street has nothing to do with the government agency. I'm thinking about doing that and having that with magnets on the sides. And I like decorations. I really like to decorate things, and so I'm thinking that what might be fun to be really cool is to have maybe to get the whole red, white, and blue thing going on, right? Is to have something up here that's white, and then behind the grill just have some blue and red plastic circles of some sort. I wouldn't want to illuminate it because that might be illegal. So no lights behind the blue and the red, but just having blue and red discs back there for decoration. So that's just a thought. I don't know if I'll do all that or not. Why would that be illegal if there's no lights behind those discs? That's why I'm going to check and make sure it's legal before I do it. But DG1, I'm curious if that would be illegal. If you think that's illegal, why would that be illegal if there's no? Yeah, I could add a spotlight because there's times I do need to look at addresses, right? So, yeah, I would not illuminate. I wouldn't. Yeah, illuminating them would definitely be illegal. But I would not illuminate those blue and or red discs that I would put in the grill. Those are strictly for decoration. Strictly for decoration. No, but would not be illuminated because I don't want to break the law. Yeah, you're right. I want to. You're exactly right, Naptown Scott. I want to make sure that I do not cross that fine line. How's it going, Zombie? Do a grill flag? Yeah, that's an idea. That's an idea. But I like the idea of the blue and red discs. Just a thought. But this vehicle. Yeah, this vehicle stops tyrants. I like that. But this vehicle was a former police vehicle, canine unit in Pennsylvania. It's a little dirty right now. It needs to get cleaned up. No, I just bought this actually, DG1. My van got totaled, and so this is the replacement vehicle. Just got it yesterday. It needs some, step up for me because it's kind of tall for me, especially with my prosthetic leg. But I can get in and out of it okay, but it'll be easier once I get the step ups on it. I've ordered them already. They'll be here in a couple weeks, and they're pretty easy to put on. Tires are rated for up to 130 mile an hour. I don't think I'll be testing that. they're snow and mud rated. They're brand new. I took them went to Discount Tire and had them. I bought the warranty. Discount Tire, you can get your warranty your tires. Yeah. What about INOS? Usually, or INOTS. Usually when you're doing abbreviations for something, and there's exceptions to this, but you typically don't abbreviate like the prepositions or the articles like the, a. You don't typically abbreviate those. So the proper abbreviation for indie news on the street would be INS under most conventional stuff. So I'm probably not doing a cop watch tonight, but I will be doing one tomorrow. I don't have go this again in the back here. The plan is I'm going to be going from here now to Lowe's to buy what I need for it, but I'm going to put a platform in here that goes from here back to the middle row seats, and on that platform I'm going to construct a kind of a border that will secure my cruising cooler so I can load it right into here and it won't bounce around while I'm driving. It gives plenty of room for the dogs, and so it's kind of cool. It's got a remote start, and the way the remote start works is that if it just starts right up there, if you then it automatically, before you key in, it automatically kills the engine. So maneuvering in here with the camera is a little bit of a challenge. I'm up in it. I pressed on the brake there, so it killed the engine, and that's so that somebody doesn't steal it. That's something that they've set up for police cars. Ford actually, they act like it's some super secret technology, but it's not really. But I remember a couple years ago kind of hearing them brag about it. But how they've done all this for the police, not that big a deal. Yeah, that's probably pretty standard on about any of the remote starts, but it's funny. Ford is making a big deal about how they did this special for the police cars, and I'm thinking, ain't that kind of how all remote starts work? But they're just trying to make it for them. I'm assuming, clearly. Oh, there we go. Sorry about that, guys. Trying to figure out how to get out of this thing here. Okay, guys. Somehow got myself into sorry about the little tilting. Sorry about the little tilting. Tilt the whirl here going on, but. If you could see my screen, you'd understand my frustration right now. It's got I don't know how to get out of it. There we go. There's some feature where you can create different type of effects, and it popped up on there. I accidentally bumped it. So, but anyway, this is the new vehicle. Rides pretty smoothly. Gotta get this adjusted just right. Hopefully that's not too bumpy. But my biggest disappointment is it doesn't have an auxiliary jack. So I've got to come up with a new solution for that, and I've ordered something that will be my new solution, and it'll be here tomorrow. But so I can't listen to the scanner for some reason. My radio, and I need to actually call because it's under warranty, and call Bearcat Warehouse and tell them my scanner, the audio does not work except for through the auxiliary jack, which is kind of weird. So I'll get that fixed, but I want to do that where I send it to them on a Monday and hopefully get it back by Friday. And they're fortunate they're close, they're not real far away, so I can next day it to them and they can fix it, next day it back, and not miss a whole nother weekend. Anyway, so finally was able to replace the minivan that was totaled. So it's real important. What's more important than your insurance company is your insurance agent. And let me give you the example. For me, I'm insured by State Farm. And by most people's account here in Indianapolis, they're a good company. And I've had mostly good experiences with them over the years. And there's a reason why they insure more vehicles in Indianapolis than anybody, probably than the rest of them combined. But on this particular transaction, there was an issue. I found out in a conversation that started at 6 p.m. on a Friday night last week that they are going to go ahead and total my car. And so I said, all right, how do I get my money? Because I want to get out of the rental car. I've been wanting to get out of it from the beginning, but this thing has been drug on since June 12th, and I'm tired of it dragging on. Let's make this happen. I said, well, you'll get paid after we get the vehicle in our possession. But unfortunately, but it can't be before Tuesday because unfortunately the banks are closed on Monday because that was the day they observed 4th of July. Well, I signed everything that needed to be signed and so on. Go ahead and get the car on Monday. I went to the shop Monday morning so before they had a chance to get the car, and they grabbed what little stuff I still had left in the van, like the rear part of the rear camera for the dash cam system. And I got that, and I made sure they knew, okay, it's released. The insurance company, they'll take care of the payment. When they pay, they can have it. It's all done. So I called the insurance company later on Monday, and the person I talked to in the total loss department said, well, they couldn't get the car today because the shop was closed, and so were in the tow service, they weren't working either. And I said, well, that's interesting because I was there at the shop and they were pretty busy today. So caught her in one lie, and I suspect she was lying about the tow service not working also, because that would be really unusual for a tow service not to be working just because it's a federal holiday. So she said, well, they've got 24 to 48 hours to get it, so they'll get it either Tuesday or Wednesday, and then they will then they get it in inventory, and they've got another 24 to 48 hours to do that. So that could have been, Thursday or Friday. And then after all that, then we'll process it and we'll do the electronic transfer of funds, ETF, and put it right in your account. That's the quickest way to get you the money. But if they did that on Friday, I wouldn't be getting my money until Monday, because it takes a day for my bank to show up in my account. And I said, well, that doesn't work for me if I've got to be out of my van, out of the rental, on Friday. They said, well, we can't extend the rental. I said, I'm not wanting you to extend the rental. I want to get out of the rental. I want you to give me my money. There's no way we can do that any faster. And so Tuesday, I went by my insurance agent's office, and they called, and they got a hold of somebody who said, actually, there's a faster way of getting your money than ETF, and we can just do it directly, transfer it to your debit card. Okay, sign me up. So we did that, and they didn't have to wait on anything. She actually sent me the money right then while I was in the agent's office. Took all of a couple minutes, and boom, I have my money. So it's not necessarily the company that you need to be most concerned about, it's the agent. The other thing is, I didn't think they were being fair with me on the value of my vehicle, and she asked if I'd seen the valuation form. No. So she sent it to me, and she said, hey, even though we're paying you right now, you can still dispute the value. And so I'm getting ready to, I'm going to be doing that Monday. I was so busy working on trying to get this vehicle that I didn't have a chance to do that yet. But there's things that they missed. For example, they said my van had steel wheels and it had alloy wheels, and things like that. So hopefully the valuation will be a little higher, but it is what it is. So anyway, your insurance agent, I've got a great agent, David Johnson. Andrea Brooks in the office does a great job, and David Johnson does a great job, and they make sure you've got a good, the bottom line is make sure you've got a good agent, and they will go to bat for you. They technically work for the insurance company, but they know where their bread is buttered, so they will help you deal things with the agents. So I almost bought a Toyota Tundra. It had everything I wanted. It had a huge cab, or even my son, who's 6'3" and 320 pounds, big guy, built like a NFL lineman. He could sit back in there comfortably. It had a retracting window in the back, and it had a camper on the back with a window that opened up, and so like my dogs could sit in there. It had, even in the back, in the truck bed, it had a slider where you can slide the floor out to make it easier for loading and unloading. It was really cool. No miles for the year, all that was great. The big problem was it had some rust on the frame, and Toyota's got a reputation for that, specifically the Tundra, and this was in one of the years where there had been some noted problems, and the guy at the dealership was trying to say it's just surface rust, but my son called up under there and got a good close look, got some good pictures of it, and that truck does not have many years left. So we didn't get that. I was pretty concerned about that. So the next option, we had been looking for that's what we were looking for in a pickup truck, with all those things, only without the rust. And since we couldn't get that, our backup plan was a large SUV that we could take the third row of seats out, and this one already had them out. It was a good fit. We got a good deal on it, and here we are. Would have rather had the pickup truck. It'd be a little more fun, but this is pretty cool too. So we're happy, and that's where we are. So I'm on my way now to Lowe's to get what I'm going to need for have a nice place cruising cooler. It's working now, and so I'll be able to go back and do some daytime stuff on the cooler. We'll go to some places that won't necessarily recognize me, and have some fun with some First Amendment audits now. And we'll do some more. Hopefully tomorrow night we'll have what I've ordered will come in, and I'll be able to listen to the scanner, and we'll be able to do the cop watch, the long stream cop watch tomorrow night. So anyway, that's about it. I'm not going to be doing a long stream cop watch tonight, but I wanted to let everybody know that I am back. I've got a vehicle, and tomorrow be watch for this. Next week, I'm going to be starting a series, and I think what we're going to title it is this isn't Mayberry, and it's a small little town that kind of fancies themselves to be like a little Mayberry, but the more I have dug, the more I have found. We're talking about murder, unlawful entry into multiple people's houses without warrants, drugs, a chief of police that committed suicide or is alleged to have committed suicide as he was facing federal indictments over gun charges. All kinds of crazy stuff, all kinds of corruption in this small town. Unbelievable how deep it goes. There's no way I can cover it all in one video. It'll be one that'll be a series of videos that hopefully the FBI will get their attention drawn to it and kind of go forward. They were starting to go forward on gun charges involving the chief and other officers, and then when the chief and one other officer quote unquote committed suicide, that all kind of got dropped. And we'll see if, because this goes much deeper than that. And I've got some really good sources there in the city now that are feeding me documents and court cases where they've maliciously prosecuted people, and then the appeals court has smacked down the local judge. Judge actually was kind of forced into a retirement, or allegedly forced into a retirement, but he did retire early. So all kinds of corruption in this town, and we're going to expose it starting next week. And it was a joint effort with some other 1A people, and I will be obviously bringing them to your attention as well. And I don't want to expose too much right now because there's still some more information being dug up right now. But this will be a big case. This will be a big thing, and hopefully we end up having some people go to jail because there is no way that this kind of stuff should have ever been allowed. So anyway, I will let you go. I'm at Lowe's now. I'm going to go ahead and cut this live feed off, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Till then, stay safe and keep them accountable.